Hey YouTube, welcome back. It's been a long time coming to do roles I auditioned for and didn't get part 6. I know, it's already been 6 parts, but hey, there's a reason for that and why there's been such a long wait since the last one. Mainly, there's a lot of roles that I've been auditioning for within the past, I don't know, year and a half, let's say, that haven't come out yet. The films or TV shows haven't aired yet, and it was just until now that a couple of these have come out, and so now I can finally talk about them without, hopefully, I don't know, getting in trouble. We'll see. But yeah, I know you guys love it. You guys enjoy this series, so why not? Why not make another one? I still have some ammunition left, so let's get right into it. Alright, starting off at number 1, we have a kind of a brand new one. Actually, this movie just came out recently. It is Final Destination Bloodlines. Now, I probably auditioned for this one maybe a year ago now, but at the time it was just called, like a reboot or a sequel of Final Destinations. I don't know if they had a really full title for it, but I knew it was part of the Final Destination franchise, which, I'm a big fan of. I love them. I always thought it was kind of it wasn't a horror movie, but it was creative in the way that they would torture people, and I don't know, it was fun, and it gave people a lot of anxiety when driving on the highway or riding roller coasters, whatever it was. But anyways, I auditioned for the role of Derek, who I don't really know how big of a role it was 'cause I haven't seen the movie yet, but I did get 2 scenes, one of which I think explains how I died, or how he dies, in some weird, extravagant, complicated way, which I'm still looking for a role where I get to die, and I want to see myself die on screen. Still waiting for that magical moment where I get to see myself die. Hopefully it'll come. I don't know. Definitely wasn't this one. A little bummed because I did want to be part of the Final Destination franchise, but, wasn't my first horror movie audition. Probably won't be my last, but maybe one day. Okay, right into the next one. Let's go. Y2K was a movie. I guess you could say it was a horror comedy. It came out in 2024, and it's about I guess it was a conspiracy around the whole Y2K changing of the millennium, where everyone thought that the technology or the internet was going to shut down or go offline, or that it was going to turn evil and become sentient and destroy us, which is what this movie is about. I auditioned for the role of Farkas, which is kind of I don't know, I've never heard that name before, but hey, it kind of sounded like fart ass, but I don't know if that's the joke. It's a comedic movie, and he's supposed to be one of the more comedic characters, but he's kind of like a bully in it, and he kind of is mean. I don't know if I want to spoil the movie if you guys haven't seen it yet. But anyways, yeah, I auditioned for that role. Kind of thought I had a chance at it, but then again, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting script. Definitely unique. I did watch the movie. It was okay. I don't know. Maybe I thought of it differently in my mind, but it was okay. Somewhat enjoyable. It was made by Kyle Mooney, who was on SNL. I remember him from back when he was making YouTube videos, where he would sit on Venice Beach boardwalk and just look at people walking by and make up conversations about them, which I think he did with Beck Bennett. But he also directed another movie. What is it called? Brigsby Bear. That I enjoyed. I actually like that movie a lot. So he's kind of like a indie auteur. And this movie was okay, but I'm not really surprised I didn't get it. Nor am I really that disappointed either. So hey, whatever. Some of you may remember this movie, some of you may not. It's called, I kind of went under the radar. It's called No Exit. It is I guess a horror movie that was released on Hulu in 2022, which is basically a film about a group of people that are stuck at a mountainside road rest stop because there's a blizzard, and then the main character finds this, I think it was a girl, that's hostage in the back of someone's van, and so one of the persons there is obviously this criminal, this kidnapper, and then you try to find out who. It stars Havana Rose Liu as the main character. It was based off a book written by Taylor Adams, and I think I auditioned for the role of Ash, who I suppose one of the characters, obviously, in the scene, and I don't know. I think he might be the one that did it. He might be the kidnapper. I'm not entirely sure. There might be like multiple people that are part of the kidnapping. But it turns out, I guess he's the bad guy. Yeah. Anyways, contained horror movie. Pretty easy, pretty cheap to make. I think I watched half of it. I don't really remember it that much. Interesting idea, I guess, because it's based off the book, but it was okay. Do I regret not getting it? Not really. I don't really remember it at all, nor do I think I was meant for the role. But hey, if you watch it and you liked it, great. Yeah. Anyways, next movie is called Salem's Lot. It was a film adaptation of the Salem's Lot book written by Stephen King. Now, there's been like a whole bunch of these adaptations, mainly TV shows, of the Salem Lot story, but the story basically takes place, I guess for this film, takes place during the 70s in this town called Jerusalem's Lot, where there's a bunch of people who are turning into vampires. And this guy that comes home, it's his hometown, he comes home to write a book or something, and there is this creepy old vampire guy who's like, I don't know if he's Romanian or Belgian, I don't know. But he's a vampire, and he moves into the town, and he starts turning people into vampires. You know, classic Stephen King book. Anyways, I auditioned for the role of Mike, who I guess is a side character, obviously not the main character. Didn't get it. Not really shocked, though, or disappointed. Although I do, I will be honest. I do have, at the time, when I had hair, a beautiful head of hair, I did have this 70s kind of vibe going where I got a lot of jobs because I could squeeze into the 70s vibe. So yeah, I'm a little surprised maybe because I didn't get that one. But at the same time, I do want to be in a vampire movie, but I think I'd rather be in like a Blade or a Underworld type vampire. A lot of leather and latex type vampire. Queen of the Damned. But yeah, I just think being a vampire would be hot, but I don't know. Maybe not this one. This movie wasn't that hot, I'll be honest. Next. Funny Pages was a little independent movie from 2022 about a teenager who draws comic books or is a cartoonist and who then becomes this apprentice to another comic book artist. And I guess that's kind of it. But I only recently found out while I was researching this video that the writer and director, Owen Kline, is the son of Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates, two big Hollywood actors. So that was a surprise. And he also spent 6 years writing and directing this movie and editing it. Anyways, I auditioned for the lead role of Robert, who I believe is this high school student. And I don't know if it's based off Robert Crumb. Maybe it took inspiration from it, possibly. If you don't know who that is, it's just this really weirdo cartoonist guy from the 60s. Great documentary about it, I think, called Crumb. Anyways, at the time, still had hair, looked young, possibly past for high school age. But I don't know. I don't think maybe I was not nerdy enough for it. Maybe I wasn't the right role. I think it took place in Jersey, too, which I'm a West Coast guy. Come on. I can't get rid of my vocal fry. But yeah. And I guess it turned out to be a little success. A little independent movie success, which is great for them. I love independent movies. I think it's a decent film from what I've seen. And yeah, maybe I'm a little disappointed. Maybe there's a better independent movie for me out there, hopefully one day. But I don't know if I play high school anymore. I'm a little old for that. I'm a little bald for that. Alright, next one, Chemical Hearts, a movie from 2020, a romance movie, mind you, starring Lily Reinhart and Austin Abrams. Now, I want to preface this by saying that this is most likely one of those movie projects that, a famous or popular TV actor does in between filming seasons, which, if you don't know, most of the time, when an actor is like a lead actor in a TV show, it's popular or whatever, they're filming back-to-back seasons, and so they're spending 4 to 6 months, maybe more, a year filming these seasons, and so that leaves a short amount of time in between to film any other project they want to do. Now, most of the time, you are under contract where the contract states that it can't compete, obviously, with the show that you're doing, so that means you can't film it when they're filming. And sometimes the studio or whatever, network is having this show has to kind of approve of the movie you're doing because, whatever image that movie portrays of you or whatever can reflect poorly on the TV show because people might see you in it, blah, blah, blah. So this movie seems like it was that kind of project for Lily Reinhart, obviously, during Riverdale. It's a movie about, I guess one of them's sick. I don't know which one, but it reminds me of this other movie that Cole Sprouse did called 5 Feet Apart, where they're both sick or something. It's like one of those young adult hospital romance books, which, I guess that was hot for a second. But I obviously went for the role that Austin Abrams got, which it's not the first time Austin Abrams has beat me for a role. But yeah, it's one of those movies. I don't know if people really know about it that well or have heard of it, but not really bummed. I don't know if I would have been right for it. I like Austin Abrams. Hey, he's a great actor. But yeah, anyways, backstory on that. You get the idea what kind of movie this was. Anyways, next. Saint X was a TV show that had a 1-season run on Hulu back in 2023. It was based on a book of the same name by author Alexis, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Shaitkin. And follows the story of Emily Thomas, who is trying to figure out what happened to her sister Allison 20 years ago when they were vacationing on this Caribbean island resort, and she was found dead. I auditioned for the role of Tyler, who is this kind of generic jock kind of character. He's a frat bro going to, I think, an Ivy League, and he's on vacation with his dad, and he interacts, I don't know if he interacts with Allison, the girl that dies, or with the main character, the sister. Not entirely sure. But yeah, why I'm a little salty about this one is because it was going to film on the island of the Dominican Republic, which means that I would have had an all-expense-paid trip to the Dominican Republic, and that was something that really got me going. And also, I have to admit, I got pretty far in this one. I think I was in consideration, maybe in the top 5 people being considered for the role, which makes it hurt a little bit more that I didn't get my vacation to the Dominican Republic. But you know what? Hey, maybe I'll take it on my own time, right? What do I need them for? I can always go to the Caribbean. I can always have my own Caribbean adventure. I don't need a TV show to pay for it. But yeah, still a little sour over that one, but not really over the show because, as I said before, it only got 1 season run. Well, hey, if you liked it, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But yeah, would have been nice, unfortunately. Now, this next one is called Blockers, and this one is kind of an older one. It's from 2018. It was a comedy film about a bunch of high school girls that are I'm quoting, by the way, intent on losing their virginity, and their parents are trying to block them from doing it. Saying it out loud, it sounds a little weird. It's not really a concept that I would imagine trying to sell. But they did. I guess 2018 was a different time. Hey, Trump was in office first time out, so they were making movies like this. But yeah, I auditioned for one of the boyfriends of the lead girls. I don't really remember who. But the only thing I remember from this movie really is there's a scene where John Cena does a butt chug to try and get into a frat party, and I think he ends up vomiting it all up or diarrheaing it out. But you get the idea what kind of comedy movie this was. with a scene like that. But the other thing I remember is that a good friend of mine at the time, which I guess suppose we still are acquaintances, but a good friend of mine at the time was cast as one of the lead girls. So it would have been cool to have done a movie with a friend, with someone I know, which has yet to happen. I've yet to do a movie with someone that I am close to or friends with in the biz. But yeah, I didn't get it, which surprised me because I was kind of doing comedy films at the time. I was kind of in my comedic era. But I guess it was 2017 when I auditioned for this, so it was right hot off Wimpy Kid, so maybe I was too branded as Roderick, which is a thing, if you play an iconic character, other movies have a hard time casting you, especially right when it happens, because people tend to go into movie theaters and see you on screen and be like, wait, that's Roderick on the movie, and some people don't really want that in their movie. They don't want the connotation of it, so I don't know. Did that have to do something with it, me not getting the role? I don't know. I'm not really gonna speculate. Either way, not really disappointed. Didn't get it. This one's hot. This one is brand new, hot off the press, out of the oven. It's Karate Kid's Legend. Oh wait, no, Karate Kid Legends, not Karate Kids. Idiot. I auditioned for the role of Alan, which I have no clue what he does since I haven't seen the movie. And I'm not going to spoil it, so I don't know, Alan. But here's a little secret about me, if you want to know. Maybe I've said this before, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I used to take wushu, which, if you don't know what that is, it is a Chinese martial art. And I did it when I was a kid, probably like around 6 years old. And I was damn good at it, by the way. But yeah, I did wushu, which is it's a little bit more like a performance, like a dance, than it is combat. I didn't do any sparring. It was not contact. But I did, whip around a sword and a staff once or twice. And I was so good at it that my Chinese coach, Ginger, offered to send me to Beijing to participate in some competitions over there, which my parents did not want me to do. And granted, I don't think I really wanted to do either. I am not built to be an athlete. Trust me. I do not have what it takes to be a professional athlete. So that was probably a good thing, because I ended up being an actor instead. But, the question is, could I have brought back the wushu to do Karate Kids? And let me tell you something right now. For a bag, I'll do backflips. I will do I'll live in a Shaolin monk temple for 6 months doing roundhouse kicks 24/7 for a bag, if it's good enough. Okay? But that didn't happen. So no roundhouse kicks. Sorry. And you know what? Maybe you'll never get to see me do wushu again. But hey, it's in here. It's in here. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Willow series, which was, I don't know if you guys know this. It's been a while, but it was a Disney Plus series that was based off the original Willow movie from the 80s, which was directed and written by, I believe, George Lucas. And it starred like Val Kilmer, and it's this medieval fantasy movie that I actually really enjoy and like. Excuse me. But the show was a reboot of it, which I don't, 40 years later or whatever, I don't really know how many people are catching up with Willow. But I auditioned for the role of Graydon, who was this kind of suave, swashbuckler type rogue guy, who they ended up casting Tony Revolori. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't want to be rude, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, right? I had a beautiful mane at the time, so I don't know. Maybe I was delusional, but I really thought I was going to get it, and I did want it because I do want to be in a fantasy series at some point. Ideally, I'd like to be an elf. Ideally, maybe a dark elf. Anyways, yeah, show ended up getting low ratings. Got canned after season 1. But, I don't know. it seemed like it would have been a fun time making it too, you know. But yeah, the only time I auditioned for the fantasy thing, I think I haven't really auditioned for that many fantasy roles, so I'm a little bummed. Hopefully there's more. I don't know. People aren't really making fantasy that much, and most of the time when they do, it's not that great. But yeah, hopefully one day I'll get to be an elf and swing a sword around or something, and have a and have a huge wig. That'd be hot. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Another top 10 roles that I auditioned for and didn't get. Part 6. That means that there has been 60 roles so far that I have told you guys about. That, it sounds like a lot, but it's still a fraction of the amount that I've done throughout my career, let's say. I'll be honest, there's probably a handful left that are worth even talking about. Most of them probably weren't made or are just so bad that no one ever watched. So I don't know how many I'm going to talk about, how many more of these I got left. We'll see. I've been auditioning. You know, the business has been an absolute hellhole right now. I don't know what's going on. But I'm getting back into it. We'll see. Hey, fingers crossed that the little comeback might happen, a little comeback era. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, who cares? Because I'm on the beach in the middle of nowhere. You don't know where I am. But I'm on vacation. And that's all you need to know. Is that I'm enjoying life and I'm happy. So, like, comment, subscribe. If you like these videos, if you like all the videos I make, let me know. Because I'm enjoying making videos. And hopefully there's more to come. So stick around and tune in. I love y'all. See you later. Bye.